Ex-DSS director releases revelation about bandit attack and 2023 general elections in Nigeria. The activities of bandit-related crime is said to have reduced in recent weeks, unlike before when multiple kidnappings and abductions attacks were reported by bandits almost every day in various states across Nigeria. Speaking on the reason for the reduced attacks and abduction by bandits, former director of the DSS, Mr. Mike Ejiofor, has revealed that Ramadan period being observed by Muslims is a contributing factor. He debunked speculations suggesting that banditry is coming to an end, pointing out that the bandits, especially in the northeast, are very religious people, as they are currently using Ramadan period to reflect, fast, pray to Allah, particularly since the Ramadan period is observed by Muslims as a period of peace, hence the reduction in cattle rustlings, killings and abductions by the bandits. This just seems so off. Speaking further, Mr. Ejiofor also hinted on the likelihood of the cancellation of the forthcoming 2023 general elections in Nigeria. Giving reasons, he pointed out the growing cases of insecurity in the country may soon lead to cruising and also anarchy. He charged the federal government to take the scourge of security a topmost priority and draft ways to bring to an end before preparations for the general elections commence, warning that if left unchecked, the insecurity and its challenges would lead to cancellation of the general elections, which again will mean that Buhari will first of all still be in power and will have no I think that's the major thing ringing in my head. The cancellation, yes, we might all disagree, we are insecurity or whatever, but that would mean that Buhari will still have to be in power. So again, this is not for Buhari to be in power for more than 8 years. We're already tired. The increasing cases of insecurity across Nigeria has become notable as it now affects both civilians and military security personnel. The circulation of guns in the country can also be seen as a contributory factor to the increase in security breaches. Gunmen in their numbers attack both civilian settlements and military installations, including police stations. These security threats that has led to serious series of clamor for succession, dividing the country for each region to independently govern and control, as it should, because why should random people be taking over your resources that are indigenous to your land? Are you joking? Absolutely not. It's basically colonization in a modern way by ourselves. Does not make sense. I struggle hard to find how Ramadan is a what do you call it? It's a time for peace for Muslims, and that is a justification as to why the bandits are not as active. It doesn't make sense. Please just kick religion out of it. Kick Islam out of it. These people need to be arrested. You're telling me that because they're fasting, they're weak and they can't continue because they're so religious. I mean, how are they practicing this religion? You know, it brings such a bad name to Islam, and it's just like, please do not use the umbrella of a religion to justify, inexcusable acts just because what? The whole world respects it and absolutely not. That is so rude. It's inexcusable. Inexcusable. Imagine the scrutiny Christians would get, for example, if they did something like this. Because obviously, if he's saying that Islam and the fasting period is a time of peace, so obviously that's hence the reduction in cattle rustling, killings and abduction. Please, okay, like, doesn't make sense. How can hypocrisy be this blatant and we're just leaving it like that? Someone says, Oga, the only solution now is for tribes in southern Nigeria to step up their agitation for self-determination. We no longer have a country called Nigeria. The vandals from the Sahel have taken over everything. Let's return to regional government now, or we split. What do you mean regional government now? Someone says, well, a criminal fundamentally has no religious affiliation whatsoever, but probably territories may be inclined to faith and soft paddle in religious holy months of their calendars as well, going by the Afghanistan experience and Iran or Syria. No amount of insecurity could stop general election anywhere on this planet. Wisdom is amazed and baffled by this submission. Again, I think we should never really fine. We understand there are countries where insecurity is worse than ours, absolutely, but I think it's such a bad way to look at things. Again, it's always better to tackle issues head on and early on, because why do you want to wait until when things are extremely worse? Because again, Nigerians are used to hardship, so I don't think it will be clear to Nigerians what they're actually really going through until like the worst of the worst happens, as in the abnormal, where it is actually logically impossible for you to think of such. So again, I understand that Nigerians we're used to enduring and literally pushing forward, which is a good trait, but I think in some ways it makes us ignore and actually, postpone proper, efficient, running and tackling of situations. The insecurity issue is getting absolutely worse. There's so many societal factors you can say that has led us to this point where we're not, I mean, not saying I just do not care, but we are a very traumatized society with what is going on. We have a lot of coping mechanisms which can, be used overboard. The whole country just needs therapy, in my opinion. At this point, there are just certain things that are so abnormal that an average Nigerian's mentality will be so weird. But then you can say it's inexcusable because Nigerians are everywhere in the world. Nigerians travel everywhere in the world, and they can differentiate from a good functioning society and theirs, and they would follow suit and follow how the laws work. So it's not impossible that we can change our mentality and actually do certain things. Absolutely not. Again, unfortunately, to an average Nigerian, Nigeria is not a country worth fighting or dying for. I guess we have not really seen past our differences and chosen respect. And I mean, I think just unrequited respect and unrequited how do I say it? Yeah, unrequited respect and unrequited selflessness. Everyone is very much selfish, and it's invariably, existing in so many ways where I don't even know how to describe it. But I think one thing that really shook everyone, even Nigerians themselves, was the ﷺ protest, because we just came together. And I think it's hard to explain because we already have something like the ﷺ protest, but we need more like that. It shows that we're in a dire situation we can't forget. Put what you think about it in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.